So I was asked to do a video for the mud bag. I actually thought that I would do a video as well. So this is basically a product review for the Muud Lexi Project case. It's a very lovely bag. I had my eye on it probably since about last year. During knit night, I would just always stare at this and I'd be like, oh my God, what would I use this for? What would I use this for? And then I started thinking about all the crafts that I do. And I was like, well, I already have enough knitting project bags. So when I picked up the spinning for the 100 days of spinning challenge, I was like, this would be great for my spindles. So I had someone in the comments ask about the space for this bag. This is basically what it looks like. This is basically the size. I purchased this with my own money. This is not sponsored or anything like that. So you have these zips that wrap around. And then you have like the snap that could be snapped on or off. And now in here, this is what it looks like in the top case. Okay, you have these little like inserts here, and then you have a little zipper case up here. I guess in case you wanted to put any fibers or notions, that's something that you could put in there. And then on the inside, you also have another zip area. So inside I have one 10.5 inch long spindle from Vermont Spindle. I have another one, so you see this is all coming out the bag here. I have another 10.5 inch spindle, okay? And I have another spindle, drop spindle from Alexina, okay, here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rolags. So I've got all these rolags. There's a small little area pouch in here. This is what the inside pouch looks like. Okay, there's a small compartment here. There's another 2 compartment here. One hole here and another roll here. So let's say you wanted to hide a rolag, then hide another rolag, you could do that. If you wanted to insert another rolag in the front, you could do that too. Have it in 3 places. Optimize space. This is just showing you how much you could fit inside. Remove these rolags out. And so I tend to keep my rolags in this area in the front, and then my my spindles in the back area. So this is like 1 pack of bat. You'd be able to pop 1 in there and maybe another in here, and still have room for your spindles back here. And maybe a few rolags in this little compartment cubby here. If you wanted to put your spindles here, I guess you could, but it would have to depend the length of that. Okay, so as you can see, my Alexina spindle here, that isn't really going in quite. But I guess if you had a Turkish spindle, you'd be able to put them in here, right? And then store your pieces either back here or in one of these 3 slots here, okay? So I really think that the drop spindle is the maximum, like, of what you'd be able to put in there, right? So again, this is going back in, got one, I've got two, depending on how you also want to lay it out. I laid them in such a way where, you know, they weren't really banging against each other, right? That's two spindles, another spindle, right? And then I fit my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I guess if you want, you could pack it down, but I don't want to because I don't want them to start to get stuck into the zipper, but I could always put this in this little compartment here. So that's making it 7. So that's the inside so far. And closing it is fairly easy breezy. Just put that back in there. Give it a little zip. Snap. And that's the space for my storage. This is enough space for me. It would depend how much you have to store, but that's pretty much the Lexi Project case from Muud.